Welcome back, decoders. Thanks for tuning in today. Doing a follow-up video on this death of pop star Liam Payne, who fell from his balcony in Argentina on Wednesday, October 16th. And as told you guys in my last live stream, the same day that Liam fell from his balcony in Argentina, on the 16th, the president of the country where he was at, Argentina, Javier Milei, he posted in Spanish, "I'm not on the balcony." Like literally the same day that this guy falls off the balcony in Argentina. So I started looking more into Javier Milei, and I realized something. This all connects back to the Jesuit Pope Francis, right? Because he was born in Buenos Aires, Argentina, which is exactly where this incident occurred with Liam Payne. And the president, the same day that he falls off the balcony, he posts, I'm not on the balcony, okay? So how does this tie back? Well, Javier Milei, the name Javier, okay? So first of all, just to preface this, not only did this happen in the same country the Pope was born, the Pope, Pope Francis, is the first Pope to ever be also a member of the Society of Jesus, the Jesuit order. Okay? And the Jesuit order, so how does the Jesuit order connect to Javier Milei, the president of Argentina? Well, the name Javier, right here, comes from the Spanish Xavier. And Xavier, and if you read, the name derives from the Catholic saint Francis Xavier, the Jesuit Pope, right here. It's a diffusion is due to the fame of the Jesuit priest and missionary Francis Xavier. Okay? So this is the connection, guys. Liam Payne falls off the balcony in the country where the Pope Francis was born, the Jesuit Pope, and the president the same day of Argentina, who's named Javier, and Javier is basically Xavier, which connects us right back to Saint Francis Xavier, one of the founders of the Jesuit order. So if we click on him, we're going to see, as I said, but look at his name was Francis, guys, and we're talking about Pope Francis, who was born in Argentina, and the president's name of Argentina is Javier, which means Xavier. So this is how it all comes together, guys. You have the Francis connection and you have the Xavier connection. Okay? Now, we know that the Jesuit order has a huge connection in gematria to the number 201, okay? So let me just pull this up. So the Pope's name is Jorge Mario Bergoglio, which equals 201. He lives in the Domus Sanctae Martyr in room 201, and Domus Sanctae Martyr equals 201. He's the Catholic Pope, which equals 201. Catholics hold a Catholic Mass, which equals 201. The Holy Bible equals 201 in two ciphers, both the capitals and the reverse. Okay? But here's where we get to the Jesuit order, right? The Jesuit order equals 201. And again, these guys are both part of the Jesuit order, Francis Xavier and the current Pope, Jorge Mario Bergoglio, whose name equals 201. Okay? So Jesuit order 201. But look at this, guys. And this is something that most people haven't brought up. But look, in the capital cipher, the same cipher as the Holy Bible, the name Francis Xavier equals 201. Now, again, he was part of the founding of the Jesuit order, which equals 201. Now look at this. Saint Francis Xavier, if you use the Bacon cipher, which is the old cipher that takes into account the old 24 letters, and the I and the J have the same value. We're talking about the I and the J, the Jesuits, the J, okay? But in that cipher, Saint Francis Xavier equals 201, and that's how they label him. Saint Francis Xavier equals 201, just like his name Francis Xavier equals 201 in the Francis Bacon capital cipher. Okay, so this is simply coded all over with the 201. Now, how does this connect to Saturn? This is all about Saturn, guys. So Saturn, let me zoom in. A big shout out to a guy on Twitter who's, I can't read his name, and Makura Hidden on Twitter. He posted this earlier, and he said how everything is about Saturn, including the Jesuit logo. This right here is in the Jesuit logo, guys. Let me go back and show you that. If you go to the Society of Jesus and you look, hold on a second, you see the IHS, right, with the cross above it, right? So the H has the cross above it. Well, this is a form of this same thing I just showed you right here, the IHS. Okay? Isus Hominum Salvator. This is the Jesuit motto. Okay? And notice the Saturn logo. It's literally the same. It's the H, and this represents the mind or the spirit, and then the cross coming up represents the material. And this is all about Saturn. And that's exactly why in Gematria, guys, Saturn worship equals 201, like Jorge Mario Bergoglio, the Pope. And he's born on December 17th. December 17th is the start of Saturnalia, where they celebrate Saturn. Okay? So it's just too much, guys. And I'm going to show you more how this is all about Saturn. And Saturn is about death also. Saturn the Grim Reaper. Okay? Time. The calendar we're on is based off of a pope. So it's all about time. Okay? So let me show you how this death of Liam was also connected to Francis Xavier, the founder of the Jesuits, who I just showed you the name of the president who posted the balcony thing. His name was Javier, which is a form of Xavier. Okay? So he died, Francis Xavier died December 3rd. So if you measure from the death of Liam Payne on October 16th to the death date anniversary of Francis Xavier of the Jesuits, it's 48 days. And that's important because Liam Payne equals 48, his name equals 48, Liam Payne, and he died 48 days after his birthday and 48 days. So Liam Payne died 48 days after his own birthday and 48 days before the death date of Francis Xavier, and Liam Payne equals 48. Now, Francis Xavier was all about Japan, and Japan equals Saturn, by the way. Let me just show you that. Japan equals 93 and 42, like Saturn. And I told you this was all about Saturn, 93. Okay. But back to what I was saying. So if we go back to this page and we look at St. Francis Xavier and we click his image, look at this Saturn symbolism. Okay. Notice how the cross is rising up out of his body right here. You see it? This is the representation of the symbol of Saturn. Look at this. Here's Saturn. You see like the H looking in this picture of Francis Xavier, his body represents that H, and coming out of that H is the cross. Okay, you see what I'm pointing to? Here's Francis Xavier's body, and here's the cross coming out, just like the Saturn symbol. Okay? Now, so this whole picture is about Saturn. This is him representing the bottom part of the H with the cross coming out of it. Now let me zoom in so you guys can see what this says here. Hold on a second. So here we go. If I zoom in on Francis Xavier, again, I already showed you the Saturn symbolism, but look at this word, guys. It starts with the word S-A-T, literally sat, like Saturday, like Saturn. Okay, so there's your other connection. It literally tells you right here that this is all about Saturn, the word that's written right there. Okay, and if you take this full word and you tape it in the internet, this is the picture that comes up. If you take the full word, you type it in the internet, this is what comes up, the picture of Francis Xavier. And where does it lead you to? This is mind-blowing, guys. This leads you to the Kobe City Museum. Kobe, guys, like Kobe Bryant. And if you translate it to English, you see that this is the statue of St. Francis Xavier from Japan. And I told you, Japan equals Saturn. The reason he's wearing black here is also because of Saturn. Black is the color of Saturn. So how much more obvious does it need to be? You go to his picture, you can see the SAT. Give it a minute to load again. The SAT for Saturn. And this whole word, now this is where it gets mind-blowing. This is where it gets absolutely mind-blowing. You guys remember how I told you that the Jesuit motto, or the IHS, Isus Hominum Salvator, Christ the Savior of, well, let's look it up real fast. Hold on. Isus Hominum Salvator. So this is the IHS, okay? And this is the motto, Isus Hominum Salvator, right? Jesus, Savior of men. That's what it means. And of course, in this photo, he's looking at Jesus, okay? Now, what do you get if you take this whole word that they put in the picture? What do you get? So if you take this whole word, let me just show you. Let me find it. Hold on. Let me get back out of here. So take this whole word right here, guys. Copy and paste it. And what do you get? Let me just go to the reverse cipher. This is going to blow your guys' mind. So here we go. If you take the whole word that's on that picture right here, it equals 266 in the reverse cipher, which is the same gematria as Isus Hominum Salvator. Hold on a second. I got to get it right here. Isus Hominum Salvator. Look at that. The same gematria, guys, as this word. And why is this important? Why is this number important? Right? 266. Why does this word on this thing equal the same as this? It equals 266. That's because it's going all the way back to this guy, the Pope. 266th Pope. Pope Francis is the 266th Pope, guys. Do you understand? They literally put this word on there, on this picture, to lead you right back. This whole word equals 266, like the phrase Isus Hominum Salvator, right here, these two phrases. And it leads you all the way back to the 266th Pope, who's born on Saturnalia, Jorge Mario Bergoglio. Jorge Mario Bergoglio elected the 266th Pope. I mean, come on now. Wow. So I think that's all I have to say in this video, guys. I know it's kind of out of nowhere, but It's obvious. It's so obvious. Okay. And again, thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like buttons, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.